everyone. It's QuotumC again. And from what you're seeing on screen, looks like we're in a holiday place.
A different era, right?
It's a different, yeah, we cashed out our money, guys. We were living now in Indonesia, Bali.
Did we tell you?
Yeah, we didn't tell you, right, guys? Sorry, man. No, but no, all jokes aside, we're here in Bali. We're having a vacation, 10 days. And sadly enough, in 2 days, we're going to be going back to shithole of the Netherlands. But yeah, just guys, you don't see me there, but I'm here. Remember, I don't have. Yeah, so we keep it like 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 tight in terms of editing, and it's just all about the content. So yeah, we're gonna go through some charts. We're gonna go through monthly first of a few charts. Of course, it's going to be always the same with like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Realio, JHX, and from there we're gonna go through some intraday charts, and yeah, we'll continue with the day, and then maybe if Robin and I don't feel too exhausted this weekend, then Sunday we make another update.
Of course.
So yeah, all right, Robin, since you have the mouse.
Yep.
I tell you, yeah, proceed.
Of course. Yeah. So we had an interesting monthly close, and of course for Bitcoin, the all-time high was being broken, right?
Yeah.
And now for Ethereum, actually, it's a bit of a different story. So we had this still this more not local but higher time frame resistance here, but we do see not a real rejection, right? We see a continuation and just a few an engulfing pattern as well. So what we're looking towards now is having a priced in ETF approval, right?
Yep.
And then more and more and more, we are leaning towards the top here. And whenever Bitcoin just consolidates a little bit or keeps the stability the investors want, then we will see a definite breakout here.
Yeah. Also, what I can add here is that we see, for example, what I said now, right? That the previous month was a red one, or in our case, of course, white. But we closed the month on an engulfing on a 25% candle, right? Which is pretty crazy. Which means that we closed above this high over here, which this is a multi-year high since we didn't break it since 2022, basically. And now look at us. We closed above it. Likely we will see perhaps a dip here to this area of 35 3200 30 something hundred. So that will likely if in case there's a dip, that will likely that will likely happen.
I'm looking towards this structure. So we almost got the high end, and then we just retraced to this point. And maybe when there's a deeper correction, I don't really think there's going to be a deep correction, but then we can look towards.
I see something else actually evolving here. Unless there's no more continuation coming, this might actually just flat out and do a BART and then just go down, or else there's a mosquito here. Sorry, guys, fucking huge. But if this doesn't continue to go up, likely we see it. This play out. So like something like sideways, regardless of what it is, and then here, and then more sideways, and then we decide if either up or down. Of course, ETH is gonna get carried by Bitcoin, and we'll see what's gonna happen. But now it looks like we have this sort of V shape. We could also go down and create a cup, and then we would have an Adam and Eve cup type pattern going on. But as of now, this weekly as well as the monthly is just not looking. Not monthly, of course, just started. It's just the 6th, but weekly, it's Wednesday. We're midweek almost, and still not really much of price action happening. And it's not really something you want to see by Wednesday. By Wednesday, usually you have already seen a pattern happen from the Monday or Tuesday, right? And then we know or we can predict what's going to happen the Thursday, Friday, and weekend. Weekends usually are pretty low volume, such as the last one. But yeah, that's when it goes to Bitcoin. To ETH. So yeah, those Ethereum ETFs should be going live pretty soon, and then we'll see some actual volume coming in from institutions to ETH.
So we're leaning towards late summer, the release of the ETFs, most likely.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, for BlackRock at least, and that's in August, I believe. So here also the relationship between ETH and Bitcoin we discussed before, of course. We saw two actual touch points of this support structure, just like in here, such as Benjamin Cohen also shared here, and we always speculated there was going to be a bigger correction, and we lose this structure, and then when we reclaim this structure, we actually have the first real breakout point. But whatever, it can also happen like we have like more of a double bottom-ish structure, and then we have a final breakout, which basically means the altcoin pairs are gonna shine eventually.
Yeah, actually, the way I look at it here as well, it's pretty much the same. It's just an overextended double bottom, and here this one you could argue that is just a deviation point because of this, right? Now we see that we're trying to reclaim this zone over here since this sort of fake out, right? And that's actually what you want to see because the whole market was just bearish on ETH Bitcoin, but now we see it actually bouncing. Now all eyes on ETH, to be honest, because that weekly, as we showed, it was just pretty rough. But I think that if we now go and read Bitcoin monthly and weekly, we'll see some stuff, some more stuff evolving. Yeah, we can use that one over here. Yeah. Alrighty. So if we just yeah, exactly that, and then zoom in, then what we see here also almost like ETH, right? We see almost an engulfing. Yet it's not an engulfing, but it's a bullish sign because it means we closed right above the previous monthly all-time highs, right? Which is this. And we successfully retested, which, guys, if you don't know, this is actually fucking hyper bullish because last time we did something like this, it was here, right? It was here, which was a local high, and then look at what happened afterwards. Boop, 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 boop. And we had 6 months in a row in like green in profit, right? So this could actually also be the beginning of such a rally, right? Especially since we kept updating the people. Perhaps you have it here, Robin, which is the bull market support bands and the SMA, but I don't see the SMA. That's no issue. And if you see here, guys, on the weekly, we kept you guys updated with this chart, right? I sent a chart in the morning as well, at least our morning. For you guys, it was midnight. And it was just constant touches of this 21 with this bull market support band, which is a combination of the 21 weekly moving average and the 20 SMA. And look at this, it's just touching, following the pattern that we talked about, the 2016 2018 run. And look at this, just following it to perfection. Now what we want to see here is a close above this body, right? Above this body. Fuck the candles, those are just liquidity points, which could likely be also a just grab liquidity and pump down again, right? And then just form a massive Adam and Eve cup type thing, or a massive double bottom. But so far, the way things look, of course, for the bearish people, this would look as a potential double top information, or for the bulls, which is where we are right now in the bull market, this looks as a continuation pattern. We crashed, touched bull market support bands, and now we're gonna go back up. Which, what do we call that structure? Higher highs, higher lows, and this is what we're seeing here. That's yeah, that's what I have to say. Also, weekly, you see here, there's on the weekly 5% up. I know it doesn't sound like much, but hey, what stocks do, this is already more than what stocks do. So
It's
yeah,
very strong PA actually.
it's really strong PA. It's
This is
really
what we love to see. And do you think, Omar, we are gonna uh, get below the band in this bull cycle at the moment, like the upcoming months? You think we're gonna touch below it?
the way things are looking, definitely not. The way things are looking, and not. Okay, I should not say definitely not because it's crypto and you can never know for sure.
Yeah.
But the way things are looking, the way price action is moving, the amount of inflows ETFs are actually having in terms of Bitcoin, it's just insane. I mean, I showed you guys this morning. I told you guys this morning that yesterday's or today's actual inflows of Bitcoin ETFs, it was almost $1 billion in one fucking single day. So that's pretty fucking insane, if you tell me.
And the fact that we approach this pricing point, right? This higher time frame resistance with this aggression, this much aggression, right? With the 5% candle. If we were to close this bullish, right, and in the weekends, that's a definite sign of continuation.
Yeah, and it looks like it's carrying the market.
Yeah, which we also speculate on the 2 months after the halving, right? There can be more bullish price action, and the momentum is starting to pick up again.
Yeah.
So that's actually beautiful, and that's what we are now currently seeing at the moment.
Definitely. I mean, we said it right. We said that between the 2 months from before halving and 2 months after halving, things can be turbulent, and that's exactly what happened. They got turbulent.
Right. And also, I shared a little update on VeChain, and it can be a promising trade setup if you were to look at this structure, right? So you have the double the bottom retest, and then actually this price, if we were to close above this and see also on the weekly like a very bullish candle, then we can start to enter a trade. I haven't entered a trade myself yet, but it's very good to just have a very big selection of alts and pairs you can most likely trade when the PA starts up to be bullish again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I want really to talk the most is, of course, Rio. I think most of you have noticed it already, especially from today's. Wait, can you grab the most? Yes. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. So let's just start with the monthly, and let's start. Yes.
What happened to Booker?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think anyone knows. I think what we all know is this was to be expected. This was a, how can we say it on a fashion manner? This was a reversal candle, as we all know and as we all taught you, right? Robin and I taught you guys that on monthly, the candles, the patterns have way more power than on lower time frames, and this candle is a reversal one. Now, what do we see? Boom, a 35% increase this month already, this past 5 days, right? One thing we've been telling you a lot, it was that to watch out this zone over here. We told you guys that the retest here, and likely it won't take much from here to start just continuing the pump again, right? Now, if we take it down a notch and we go to the weekly, what do we see here? A nice rounded bottom, right? A nice rounded bottom with more continuation to come. Now, if you take a good notice, we see that from the past 5 days, we have already pumped almost 22%. Now, if we take into consideration the counts from this morning, at least from here, from Bali, it was on an 8% run. But of course, due to market moving and people wanting to take profits, yada, 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 of course, now it's at 4%. Nevertheless, look at this, the daily clear breakout of this, what I had on my own chart, broadening, downwards broadening wedge. Now, here you can see already this trend line that got tapped many, many, many times.
Yep.
And then what do we have from here? Boom,
It's
breakout.
getting weaker, right?
Yeah, and we have a strong breakout. Also, the anticipation, the update of the platform that's coming this month, because it's the end of the Q2, and the real estate investment opportunities that will come up on the platform. By the way, guys, quick short announcement. Robin and I actually got approved on our KYC platform on Realio, so likely we will be providing some liquidity for some juicy 196% APR on the pool of LMX, which is actually doing quite well, $10 already, even more. So yeah, but look at this now on my own chart, which I'm gonna put here. If we take this volume zone, what do we see here? A clear rejection. Nevertheless, this is normal PA, guys. This is normal PA. Once we get above this zone over here, once the sell wall gets cleared from here, boom, it's gonna go here and it's gonna teleport quite quickly. Look at this yesterday. It was a 20% candle. It's gonna happen again. I'm just
Out of
saying.
blue, right?
Yeah, it's just gonna happen again because the team is working and we all know that. We're tracking all the socials. These guys are working and they're doing it, right? They're fucking doing it. Now, the moment this gets breaking out, boom, next target. Same goes for here. Then here, there's no liquidity. Absolutely no liquidity. From here to here, we will basically teleport.
What about the Binance listing, the potential listing?
Potential listing, yeah, I'm sure you guys, the guys who are really active on Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter, sorry, have seen that Binance is actually open on application for actual projects. Now, Binance has talked a lot about Realio, about being one of the best real world asset projects out there. Now, the team has already applied, but what if we all went to social media and started talking about it? Then the chances of it going to be listed on Binance are going to be quite fucking massive, right? Look at what happened with Kucoin, a free fucking listing just for voting. Yeah. I got fucking Robin to vote. I got my friends to vote. I got a common friend of ours to vote. I got every fucking one to vote, even though it's not much. It's just 5 votes, but still, every fucking single vote counts.
They weren't winning at that moment, so
No,
it's like, oh, there's no chance.
A lot of haggins, but listen, there's no giving up.
No.
There's no giving
It's
up.
like these shitty meme coins
Exactly.
getting boosted likes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So they were like bought it up, but hey, transparency came to fruition, and all the votes we did were actually used and accounted for. And now we're listed on Kucoin, which actually yesterday had 1.3 or 1.4 million on volume. So that's pretty fucking insane.
Clean.
Yeah, and then this one just released for me only. I want okay, now 5 minutes might be too much. I kind of want to go to just in the 1 hour.
What are we seeing?
Come on, I mean, look at this. Look at this.
Compression.
Actually, I can just do this, and people will already see it. There's a pattern you see, guys. Up, down, up, down, and then we're gonna go up again. Now, what you see here, I'm not gonna make it perfect, but you guys are gonna get the picture. Look at this. It's just retesting enough times, and then likely we see something like this going on, pop, 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 and then
Boom.
continue the continue the launch, right? That's likely what we're gonna see happen. Now, 4% on today. On today, it's already also pretty crazy, especially taking into consideration what happened yesterday. But a small little break before more uptrend,
Yeah.
it's normal and it's needed. And this came out of the blue, so I wouldn't be mad
I'll
at
take
all.
it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at all.
All
So
right.
yeah. Now Velo came down here to this zone again. Yeah, sorry. Velo came down to this zone again. To be honest, I sold my trading bag here on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sold it. I might be adding soon if we go to that yeah, 1.5 cent zone. I just don't see much. I don't see much happening.
Real hype and
Yeah,
explosive price
yeah.
action.
I sold it at a 20% profit, but still, I mean, no, I didn't see the continuation. The markets were looking a bit, yeah, weird, right? So I decided on that one since I didn't really have a good entry, just sold it.
Right.
It wouldn't be the same if I would have entered at half a cent, of course. Then I would have just still hodled. But for me, that error wasn't there.
Right. Yeah. So the best thing to do is just okay. You have your altcoin pairs. They got a proper retest to to the lower levels, right?
Yeah, look at
So
this one. This one is just ready to be launched, in my opinion.
right.
I think I really think that this one is just really getting ready to launch.
Yeah. You see the higher low structure as well. It's like a little compression happening here, and also if you look at the previous support here, it's a really promising outlook from this moment. And then we can look at these local price targets actually. So 17 cents, then at 21, 24, and 33. So that's a very big price movement.
Yeah.
It's not like a few cents only. So be sure to watch out for this. And if you loaded up a lot of Rioyo the past couple of months, then be sure to also look into this AI and deepen narrative, right?
AI definitely and
And gaming, of course. Yeah, gamer coin,
yeah.
of course. Don't forget about that. Have the right portfolio allocations and make sure it's evened out, right?
Yeah, I would also touch on the weekly and monthly. Perhaps start with the monthly because there's actually some quite nice. How do you say that? Evolving type thing, right? We see here the same sort of type price action that we saw on Realio, right? Here, look at this. It was a shame that we didn't manage to close above it, but this could always just be turn out a deviation, right? And then here from here continue to pump up. I would have loved, of course, as everyone else, for this to have closed right at this level here, because then you okay, we have an engulfing and we can go up, but this always still marks a reversal candle, right? Which is you could count it as an inverse hammer. In my opinion, yeah, you could actually count it as an inverse hammer. And from here, I think that team is delivering. They're really active on socials. They're really active on Telegram. So it's just, I think it's just going to be a matter of time to resume this pump. In my opinion, I think that in 2 or 3 months, looking back to this video again, the same way we did back in January,
Yeah.
it's going to be like somewhere here, and everyone's just going to be jumping of happiness, of profits, and yeah, I think the monthly is just looking nice, and then just having a little look here at the weekly. we see the same pattern as reality before the extension.
Exactly. So of course here you still see the compression happening, and just a whole of support. Just, yeah, you definitely see the interest here, and this all these dips get bought up exactly above this yeah, support line, support structure, right? So it's just bullish continuation, and we close a green candle again, whilst Bitcoin was getting wrecked a little bit, and with some yeah, doubtful price action, right? Right after the halving, people are scared, and it hold on. Yeah, it held nicely, and of course you have a little drop, but also we have like a 5x or way more.
But
But
that's actually if you actually count that, that's from 0.003 till 30 cents. It's 100x.
yeah, there you go. So eventually you want to have a little break, right?
Yeah,
And people are just impatient for this. So
yeah,
those who seek for rewards, they also have to wait and be patient
yeah.
every now and then.
Just stay patient, guys. Like, look at us. We're not being like too over hesitant or too moving forward or whatever. We have our bets. We have a bet on every single market, right? In terms of narrative. Now it's just a waiting plan. You know, it's a risk, but everything we do in crypto is a risk. So if you
Big ass
stick,
mosquito.
yeah, if you stick to the plan, then you should, yeah, you shouldn't worry at all, in my opinion.
No.
So yeah.
So what's happening here for Pano? Of course, a young project.
Yeah. Listen, this is also like a diamond pattern, which is a reversal coming from this downtrend. Now, I do think we're going to see something like this happen. Maybe not with such a brutality, but one thing I have to say, there's just so many updates in the chat from the whales that I cannot really keep up with everything, but they are working, they are delivering. The sorry, the mapping of the keystrokes, you know, those are going to be introduced in the next game. Also, the sensitivity will be able to be adjusted. The integration with immutable is taking place, and he said today actually that is looking really nice, and it's pretty seamless, everything, the way the gas fees work, because it's a gasless chain, right? So that, and it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty yeah, solid. I mean, you guys all know that it's just the illiquidity of the coin. It's what makes it be so volatile. But the moment the integration with immutable takes place fully, and they start actually talking about us more constantly, just like with bad metal motors, then oh my god, you guys already saw the only tweet that immutable had about us, and which catapulted us to like a 68% candle in one day. Let
Exactly
al-
at this point, right?
yeah, let alone when they're gonna start talking about us more constantly. This it's gonna be massive. It's all really I can say. It's gonna be massive.
I think they're doing a lot behind the screens as well. We had, of course, the new map update, and they make just the game complete right now. They already have a lot of features that they're not have implemented in the game to keep it exciting and make you sweat a little bit more. It's like the aimbot, of course.
Yeah.
They already have it, but they just want you to play and practice a little bit and test the game. And now they just made a beautiful game with a lot of updates. And of course, when they have all these updates being released, yeah, they're gonna be shielded by
By immutable.
yeah.
By the way, for the tech nerds, I know Robin said aimbot, but he meant aim assist.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
All good, all good. It's
Yeah.
just before we all, I don't think so, but given the situation that there's a guy fucking framing me or doing like his me, I'm
Is that you, Trabuco? Are you doing a side hustle?
of course not. I'm trying to
No.
scam my user. I mean, I'm trying to help my users.
Oh,
No, I'm
yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding.
We're gonna kick him, guys. Don't worry.
But
We're gonna
yeah,
continue the movement.
yeah, not
So,
happening, mate. No, I'm
oh,
kidding.
actually, what? This is USA, man.
Yeah, this is USA. Well, I mean, look at this. It's a pretty cool chart, in my opinion. Nice reversal over here. And now, what we need to see happen is a retest here. If we have this retest sideways and then go up, boom, we're gone. And then here we have the weekly. But how about the, sorry, we have the daily, but how about the weekly? What if we see here a sort of inverse head and shoulders happening here on the making? Boom, boom, and then boom. And then what do we have here? Left shoulder, head, and then right shoulder. Now this is gonna take likely a couple weeks to take shape, right? But the key thing here is that we hold this level over here. We need to hold this level over here, which is the 35. Is that 35? Yeah,
Yeah.
the low 35s and the high 39s. That's the zone that we need to hold. Likely there will be some sort of deviation, but we hold this line for a few weeks, guys. Then the next step will be all-time high, which will be around the $2.30. Let's just leave it at that, the $2.30. And then, guys, then the real party will start. And
Yeah.
by the way, vestings have finished. Only the pre-seed guys, I think it's the one left. Those have 2 months left. Nevertheless, shit is done. V2 is out, and now the next step is marketing. And by the way, Robin and I had two NFTs staked, and they gave us just for doing nothing the past 3 weeks $100, and that's just by sharing minimum revenue because they have some expenses. But that's just minimum revenue. Let alone when the actual marketplace or the gamble marketplace starts bringing a lot of volume, then we're
Yeah.
gonna be printing.
And that's when people are making profit, right, in the market that starts going towards crypto, etc. Because there's always a little tax, of course, involved for these gains, for these capital gains,
Yeah.
and people are just wanna yeah be stupid and be silly and sometimes just gamble a little bit.
Yeah.
And also, if you look at the weekly number of bets, it's been at the all-time high. It's been growing constantly. You can look it up, stats. If you Google,
Stats.betpress.com,
yeah,
I think it was.
stats.press.com. If you just Google it, you will find it, and then just track the actuals, what's happening inside,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And also what happened to the floor price of the NFTs.
It went nuts. I think now it's about 1.15, but it's steadily above one ETH, like above one ETH calmly, and it's just people trying to sell, and they're getting sold pretty fast, like really fast. So I would grab maybe one. If you guys don't have any and have one ETH to spare, I think with one ETH you can actually buy one. You just make a bid and hope for the best. But I think it's worth it getting one and staking it if you have 2,500 USA.
Yeah, so people also just listed their NFT on the marketplace for a cheaper price, right?
Yeah,
And then when did they get bought?
they got literally within 15 minutes they got bought up, like two.
Like 15 minutes. They just sniped the fucking NFT
The
project.
floor, yeah, they swiped it.
All right.
Yeah,
So are there any token or pairs you want to discuss still?
yeah. I think we're gonna look at this. It's 27 minutes. I think we can do one more, right?
Of course. What are we looking at?
I think we can do one more. I think we can do Tatsu. We're gonna use this one, which is MXC, which is a giant, in my opinion, giant double bottom in the making. Since this week they're going to announce the plans for the subnet and what they're going to be doing with it. And a major milestone has been achieved. Actually, they have now over 2,000 Tao tokens, which is a
Shit.
lot of fucking money. And they have now enough to create the subnet. Now, one thing I showed Robin is that the Tatsu trade bot, it's fucking accurate because he flashed a fucking signal. We went to a zoo to go for a walk and see some animals and whatnot. And by the time we went out of the zoo, that shit had already the three TPs touched.
All the TPs, right?
All of the TPs were touched within fucking 2-3 hours.
But how many mistakes did it make in
None till now. None. It's 100% accurate till now. It only gives, of course, trading signals for Bitcoin and ETH. But bro,
Yeah.
what the fuck do you need else? One thing I will try to do this weekend or the next one is create a Telegram bot that listens to the signals and can forward them to our channel of Telegram. So I'll see how I can do that, and hopefully bring signals to our Telegram group. Yeah, real time.
We're gonna do some nice trades the upcoming months.
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan. That's the plan.
All right,
So
man.
yeah, I think this was it, guys. So see you soon.
It's time to swim in Bali again, guys.
Yeah.
Just the last few days of enjoying the villa. I would definitely recommend you visit Bali as well because the culture is insane. The people are always nice,
Yeah.
and actually it's cheaper than going to for Greece or something. Just only the flight is a bit expensive, and then when you just live here, it's like $4 for nasi goreng or
Yeah,
something.
not even. I
No.
swear, not even. Like the nicest restaurant, you're paying already for a steak like $10, and
Yep.
that's the nicest restaurant. And we have a taxi driver that we met, and we're going to be doing some work with him in terms of website and stuff. We like the guy. The guy hooked us up with like super cheap tickets for all the activities we did, like rafting, quads, zoo, bro. Everything you could imagine, he hooked us up with that. Also transport, and it was super cheap. Like everything was super cheap with him. So if you guys ever come to Bali, let us know, and then we'll give you the number of this guy, which he will pick you up from the airport and